Howdy, folks. I don't know why I always start off with that intro, but I'm a Yankee from the North, but I have a Southern disposition. I guess you could say that's why I always say howdy, folks. So, howdy, folks. Going to talk to you. Today is January 1st, 2023. This video probably will not show up until Monday sometime, but I want to talk to you about some of the things I want to do different on my channel this year. I briefly touched on it a little bit yesterday, but basically, um, these concepts I had last year. And mind you, I've only been on YouTube for 8 months, and basically the last 2 months, due to my situation, due to Hurricane Ian, I'm going to consider myself only 6 months old, basically, for the most part. So I'm trying to rebound. A lot of the things I've wanted to do in 2022, I'm definitely going to try and execute those in 2023. So one main thing I really want to do is be able to sit down. I don't like to set my goals too low, but I don't want to set them too high. But based on my schedule and lately and other people's schedule, I'm gonna say at least one video per month. Hopefully, I can escalate that to at least two. I'm gonna sit down and interview a influential person in the outdoors community. It could be fishing, like a charter captain, owner of a bait business or something like that. Maybe even various tackle shops. I know they're going to be a little leery with the title of my channel. Like, I know I can anticipate that being a little standoffish. But if I can find people that are willing to participate and talk, explain their journey, how they've achieved their dreams, I would love to do that. So so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, I would love, definitely charter captains. There's many on my radar. It's just a matter of our schedules, gelling, be able to do it in a quality manner. I think that, probably the first 4 or 5, I think are going to be really interesting if I can pull it off. Those are some of the things I want to do. I really want to get out, and one of the other things I want to do is I really want to be more interactive with some of my YouTube channel friends, and I want to be able to do more to communicate with them, help support them. I have this community tab now. I'm still learning. I still feel that since I'm below the 500 threshold, my community tab network doesn't go out as far as it would as if I did have 500. I don't know. It's just my personal assumption. Now that they've lowered the standards for that, I don't feel that, like, even though you have a community tab, I feel like your exposure is not as great due to that lowering of their standard. I don't know. If somebody knows, please correct me. But I do want to do more things. I'm trying to help other channels. I really love sharing stuff on the community tab, or just exposing other young channels. When I say young, like in terms of subscribers, I'm still considered a young channel. But when I see a channel that has 98 subscribers or 173 or something like that, I feel it's my duty, like, if I like their content, I'm going to help them try and reach another level. I want to do more of that. I'm not a big name in the business. Hopefully one day, if I can get over my little hurdle I'm going through in life right now, I want to be able to do things like that. Or my famous quote is "things of that nature." So I always love that quote. But then there's, like, I want to be able to get back to being more charitable. If finances permit, even if it's a small thing here and there, I have some preliminary thoughts on something I want to do immediately for a couple channels. One channel doesn't need it. One channel I think could really benefit from a concept I want to shoot them. And like I've been very opinionated about. I really don't. There's some channels that really try to cling on to the name of another channel. I don't like doing that. I'm not going to add a famous channel just to get views. It's just not me. I mean, if it's small, if they're like 5,000 or less, whatever. Yeah, if there's something special, important for me to share, yeah. But if a channel has 300,000 subscribers, I'm not going to add them. I may mention them in the video subtly, but I'm not going to add them to try and coattail them. I just don't like channels that do that. So now I have some thoughts in my brain. I'm trying to execute. I want to get back to being able to have somewhat of a YouTube studio. I think I have an idea that's going to work for a daytime YouTube studio to do maybe get back to doing some of my fish talk type things, or fishing reel and rod recommendations, what have you, reviews, whatever you want to call it. But my struggle is to do nightly like Streamyard type videos. Sorry that my mom was, this is a struggle I have. I don't have any peace and quiet anywhere I go. So I'm out here in the courtyard, and then I thought I had 10 minutes of peace and quiet, but this is what I got to deal with on a daily basis. But so I had to tell my mom, peace out. Anyway, so I'm trying to get back to the message, but yeah, StreamYard, I really miss StreamYard. I really like StreamYard. I like to be interactive with people. I canceled that for financial reasons because financial reasons, and I have no studio to be able to do that. I have a nighttime evening job right now, which makes it very difficult. And then on the weekends, when I do have a Saturday off, I don't get to sleep until about 2:30 or 3 a.m., which would be Friday night, 3 a.m. on Saturday. And then I get up, then basically Saturday's my only day off. And then Sundays, I'm going to get back into the loop of selling tackle on Sundays. So it's like very little sleep, rest, relaxation. So I'm trying to coordinate my goals, my visions with my current schedule. I honestly don't perceive myself being at this job for more than a couple weeks. It's just total chaos. It's very well mismanaged. I shouldn't very well. I guess that's like an oxymoron. It's very much mismanaged is what I'm trying to say. But I've got a lot of cool things in my brain churning that I think are pretty much original. Maybe not 100% original, but I want to interview charter captains, owners of, tackle businesses, like soft bait companies. Just like I really want to do something special. Hopefully I can pull this off in the next week or two with somebody from a land far away that used to be very close, or not very close, but resided in Lee County, that she can give us a new whole perspective on her journey, where she went, and then also help me tie in my next Did You Know series. So I would really love to be able to do that on StreamYard with another, host or two like JJ Drones or Off the Hook Outdoors or something like that. That's really high on my priority list now. I have sent her a message on Facebook, just a preliminary message. Hey, how you doing? I'm trying to follow up with her, but she's a very interesting person, and she has a very interesting story about her when she moved to Lee County, Florida, from a southern state. I can't. No, I think she was from Texas, if I'm not mistaken. I think she went to Texas A&M. So she moved to Florida. Her mom lived here. So then I created this 30 question quiz for her. She was a really cool young lady. So I figured, if she's as cool as she pretends to be, we're going to quiz her. So I gave her, I think it was like 30 questions. Don't quote me to the amount of questions, but I gave her a quiz on things she needed to research and learn how to fish in Southwest Florida. So that was a pretty cool, never did it before experiment. She did very well. She only messed up one answer, and we will talk about that if we ever get to the Streamyard live. And I thought it was pretty cool. So, she's very much a very cool. I call her a trooper. She's very, very outdoorsy, and you're going to learn about her adventure. She loves animals, so I'm trying to tease it as much as possible without revealing who she is or where she is, but she is from this area. Oh, by the way, on my birthday, I forget how many years ago this was, let's say 6-7 years ago, her and her brother, they gave me a little treat. I forget what it was. It was like Twinkies, Double Dogs, or I forget what it was. But we were fishing Big Carlos Pass, and there was a very interesting story there where we pranked her brother. So that may come up in the StreamYard if we ever get to that stage, but it's a classic, very, very funny story, at least in my opinion, my brain, my mind. And so we're going to talk about that another time. But hopefully good things are coming in 2023 for Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors. My vision is so much greater than what I've been able to produce. And unfortunately, the channels that are producing have the ability to spend money on cameras and mics and, the little furry, rat balls that they have on their, all those pretty things, they all cost money. And right now I'm trying to rebound financially and trying to I'm trying to stay afloat, so I have to trying to improvise the best way I can to improve my channel, but yet not, bankrupt myself. I'm trying to get there. There's like so much I want to talk about, but I truly believe 2023, if I can get past these next 4 weeks, I truly believe 2023 is going to be a great, great year for Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors. A lot of interesting things, a lot of hopefully good interviews. I'm gonna be demanding. I'm not just going to politely ask. I'm going to be more demanding of certain people. If I have to do it, talk to a guide in Nebraska on StreamYard, that's what I'm going to do. We're going to make things happen, and we're going to talk about fishing. I'm not really big into hunting. I have nothing against hunters. I've got no problem with that. I enjoy the bounty from the hunters, and it's just never been a thing of me, mine, but I do love watching those channels. I have a lot of cool friends that do that. I admire their hustle, their dedication. They really do a lot. Hunters, believe it or not, they're not just a bunch of dumb rednecks. They actually do a lot of homework and surveillance, and they really know their hobby. I almost call it an occupation. For some, I guess it could be an occupation, but for most, it's like a hobby or a passion, what have you. But I really do love watching that content. It's just something that I've got too much going on in my life. I'm trying to stay in my lane and trying to make people happy. If I went out there with a weapon in the woods, who knows? I could end up like Dick Cheney, something like that. I don't want to do that. So I'd rather leave it to the professionals. But anyway, peace out, folks. Happy 2023. And if you have a subject or a topic or an avenue you think I should pursue in the future, I will certainly consider that, think about it. As a matter of fact, as we're talking about that, my buddy Jason Johnson, JJ Drones, probably like 4 or 5 months ago, he mentioned when I was doing my Fish Talk series, I do more about different, like I think he talked about pike, pickerel, walleye, or something like that. And I appreciated that comment, that feedback, and I don't feel as experienced in that area, but I will try to explore that and do it as much as possible. I have that book, The Sport Fish of Florida. That way I felt like while I was doing that series, Fish Talk, I could really give some good, accurate, detailed information on fish, and most of the fish I knew about in the state of Florida. So I will explore other ways to do like Fish Talk. If I do a Fish Talk, I may bring another guest up on the panel or something like that to help guide me through the process. We can pick his brain together, his or her brain. I apologize sometimes, I forget women fish. And there's many fine women anglers out there like Lindia from Small Water Charters, etc. But anyway, so those are some of the things I'm working on. I just got to get, I just need to get, I feel like I'm getting more focused in my lane, even though I'm just sleeping on a house floor part-time. I had lived in my van for many weeks, and it's kind of winter months, so that's not real conducive to the lifestyle. I do want to, believe it or not, this may sound crazy, but the homeless guy who's been living out of his van majority of the time since Hurricane Ian, I want to go camping, because the one thing I miss about camping is being able to have the access to a fire pit, just sit in this same chair, which is a camo chair with a little side table, little cocktail, just sit in front of a fire. If it cost me $30 to stay at Koreshan State Park up the road, for a night, I'm all in. I'm all in, because I can throw my futon mattress in the back of my van, sleep on that. I'll be okay. But just something about a campfire and a fire pit, it gives you total tranquility. I really need that in my life. I would love to do that. I would pay $30. I'd pay $50 or $60 as long as the funds are available for me to do that. That's what I want to do, and so that's some of the goals. I definitely want to do more camping this year, depending on how things work out with my current situation. If you all been following me, understand what I'm talking about. But my goal is, I would love for it, in one aspect, I would love for it to happen this year. It may not be until next year, but I do want to travel around the country and meet new YouTubers. That's high on my priority list. Whether I have to buy a pull behind camper, or I would, the pull behind camper is a lot cheaper than buying an RV with an engine, all those other components. But, in a perfect world, that would be great. Guy, 2 days ago, he won $5,000 on a $50 scratch off right in front of me. When I say right in front of me, he was exiting the store when I was entering the store, and then I came back in and I was just purchasing a little bit of beer or whatever. And then he comes back in and thanks the the clerk, "Thank you very much. I'm going to buy you a beer. I just won $5,000." I said, "Really?" So he had won the $50 scratch off, which is very hard to hit that monetary level. So I was very grateful. So I started thinking, man, like, what could I do with $5,000? There's a lot I could do. Clean up some credit, some debt. When I say credit, debt, it's all the same thing. But man, it's like, whew, $5,000. What could I do with $5,000? Anyway, folks, I've rambled long enough, and out here, my mom's house, like the Bermuda Triangle, it's going to take me forever to load this video. But I do want to thank all my followers, subscribers, the people that have been loyal to following me, even through some of like my mental health crisis. And, I know, I sound erratic at times. Trust me, you would be too if you've gone through some of the crisis I've gone through. But I do want to thank everybody. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, want to wish everybody a happy New Year. And, I know everybody says that every year, but I truly want you to have a happy New Year. I want myself to have a happy New Year. I don't know how I can express it anymore, but I do have visions for a better future, as long as my health and finances and everything can stay in order. There's always that what if, like I've said before in many videos, every time I take 2 steps forward or 1 step forward, there's 2 steps backwards. So I'm trying to get out of that rut. But anyway, peace out, folks. Remember, Jailbait and Tackle always, Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors always wants to remind you to always know your legal limits. Have a nice week. Have a nice year.